So anyways, this is, I think, the 16th call of 2016, which is just crazy. We are literally just about, 2.5 months out from Summit. So I'm so excited for all the people who are going to Summit for the first time. We have some exciting news. Danielle is going to be coming back to the United States from Japan. That was the first thing Ryan told me when he walked in the door. He's like, did you see that Danielle's coming back? So if you don't know her story, she has been trapped in Okinawa, Japan for a couple years now, and she wants to be home close to everybody. What you guys may not realize is that it's actually tomorrow morning where she is. So it's always cool that she can jump on the call, but I'm really excited to have her back in the United States. So that's a big part of her why. So anyways, this call is going to be pretty informal because I really don't have a script, I suppose. I just wanted to kind of share with you some things that have been going on since over the last month, because first of all, we were given the opportunity to sign up for this branding course. And some of you, if you've been a coach, may have heard about branding yourself and finding your niche and whatnot. And you may not understand what it is, but I wanted to explain what it is and what the importance was and what I learned from this training. And I also wanted to let you know that we're collaborating with the woman who was our consultant who worked with us. And I think it was $200. It was basically 4 weeks. We had on Monday morning a live call with her where she had an outline where she taught us so much stuff. And then we had Wednesday where we could take what we had learned from her and implement it, and then have a Q&A with her, so that if we didn't understand something, or we could share with her what we were doing and she could give us a lot of tips. A great thing about it is that she helped us with marketing, not only ourselves, but understanding where to go to market ourselves. And also she really taught us to value ourselves as a business, and I thought that was really cool. So some of you that maybe on this call, and maybe some of the people who tune in later on via the recording, you may be new coaches, so some of this may be irrelevant, some of it may be kind of over your head, some of it you may be thinking, well, that's never going to be me. But what I want you guys to understand is that this opportunity is huge. This opportunity is very different than anything you've ever been around. For me, I connected with what somebody said the other day, was that her parents and herself always worked in corporate America. So whenever this whole residual income and network marketing came in, it was risky and it was foreign, and she just didn't understand the lifestyle. And it seems it's all about mindset. So I'm not ridiculing anybody, but I'm gonna take myself. I had a very small mindset that if I just, made $1,884 salary every month in the insurance industry, and then I got $700 to $800 in commission every 2 weeks, then I would live within those means, and I would do that. And so that was my small thinking of that. If I just know exactly what I get, then life's predictable and I can live inside those confines, because that's all I ever knew. Then network marketing came, and I just fell into it. I had no idea that I would be good at it. I had no idea that it would be the vehicle to me becoming a better person and pursuing so many different opportunities. But it opened up all these doors, and then I realized that everything that I was doing was so limited by not only my mindset, but limited by other people. So if you're a new coach, or even if you're a coach that's just getting started, I want you to think about this. I want you to think big. I want you to think outside of what society tells you to do. I want you to think outside of what your parents did, because you know what? Our parents grew up in a different generation than us, and this is a huge opportunity. How many of you, just by raise the hands, work for somebody as an employer? Okay, so pretty good, half and half here. So for you that have an employer, for me, at one place that I worked at, I hold this place because this was one of the only places I really got a good vacation package. But so every 2 weeks I would get my paycheck stub, and at the bottom it would say, you earned 8.23 PTO hours. I never understood where the decimal point came. I didn't understand, but it all ended up to be 18 days off throughout the calendar year of 365 days. But how many of you have to earn your PTO? Show of hands. Okay, and so when you've earned your PTO, is it really yours? Or do you have to ask somebody permission on how to use your time that you asked for? And how many of you have not only had to ask permission for time off, but it's totally illegal, but give the reason why you need the time off and then wait to see if it's approved? So like, that's just normal, right? Like everybody thinks that's normal. Well, then I came into this and I'm thinking like, no, that's not normal. That's not normal. I look at it every day and I tell you this in not in a way to brag, but to get you to see the big picture so that you think big too. The other day, Haley had a boy ask her to prom, like gave her 2.5 weeks notice. Not even sure, but we were so excited about it. But then like it all set in. Oh shit, we only have 2.5 weeks to get a dress. She started a job that same week. So then that made our time even less. The day, if we get a prom, I'm speaking at the event in Houston and I'm like, oh no. So you know what? I was like, okay, I get it. You guys are going to get out of school at noon. We're going to spend the day shopping. So this last Friday, I got to spend Friday afternoon with my kids enjoying prom dress shopping. I didn't have to get back anywhere. I didn't feel guilty. I had a good time. We got to enjoy it and I got to be present and be in the freaking moment. So these are the moments that I live for and I want you guys to think about and use as your why. Some of you don't have kids. So look at it, the fact that you're tired of asking permission on how to use the time that you earned and tired of being somebody else's bitch to reach their goal. I mean, that's really what it is. I want you to think big. I want you to live the life that you are destined to be. There's so many things that I've been able to do lately. And like Melissa Bardo said that, I don't remember exact words were, but she was saying that, Beachbody really opens up all these doors so that you can be who you are, explore and do new things and just live life without having to ask somebody else permission. So anyways, I kind of got off on a tangent about that because what I'm going to say to you is that I share all the time, be the CEO of your business. Well, you have to be invested in this and you have to see where this business is going. So that's why I shared that with you is that I want you to really focus on that this is a real legit business. No matter what anybody says about network marketing, because half the time, if anybody asks you like, oh, are you doing network marketing? Ask them, well, what do you mean? What is network marketing? Most of them don't know. They just want to be condescending. So I want you to really look at this. This is a legit business and this is your business and this is your business to do whatever you want with it. I have seen people take this same opportunity and turn it into something completely different. Danielle Natoni is one of my good friends. She is the master trainer. She is, one of Shaun T's best friends. She is, all over the place doing trainings. She is become a social media strategist and helps people on social media. She was just a school teacher and a mom of 2 small girls who knew who Shaun T was. But in 5 years, she's been, to the point where she made like $1 million in 1 year. She's, flying here. Shaun T married her and her husband. These are the things that I want you to think, not now, but down the road. So the actions that you put into place and implement now are really going to determine how successful your business is. So many people, and I think this all comes down to the mindset. Think about how many of you have started a new job before? Like I have. I wrote a list, like 2 whole pages of new jobs I've had in totally different crazy industries. Okay, how many of you have started a job and then realized the day that you started totally fucked you, where you'd have to wait 3 whole weeks to get a paycheck? I have, and I have been pissed. So that is the normal person mindset. Not the network marketer mindset, not the mompreneur mindset, not the be your own boss mindset. So I want you to realize is that you're not working for somebody. You're starting a business. So you're not going to get a paycheck necessarily in 2 to 3 weeks like you would. So I want you to start thinking about treating this like a business. If the great thing about this is you can put in as much as you want and get paid as much as you want. You can put as much as you want and have a big return emotionally. It just depends on what you put in. I'm not there to judge how much hours, how much heart, how much anything you put into this. I'm just telling you that literally what you put into this business, you're going to get back. But what my job, I feel, is to teach you about balance and teach you about how to make this a business, because I've been doing this for years and I've been now working with consultants and doing things to help create value. So hopefully that you can be successful and create balance and not have a year like I did last year of 2015. And so that you can really set attainable goals while still being present in your life with your family members, being present in, in who you are, taking time to meditate on who you are, discover yourself, pursue fun things. And I want this opportunity of being a business owner, being a coach, being part of Team Beachbody, being a part of Diesel Nation, being a part of Team Relentless, is that it gives you joy. Because I will tell you, when it becomes so much like a task and a job, and it's no fun, you stop doing the things you need to do. And we're not in this business to quit. We're in it to help ourselves. We're in it to help other people. If you're on this call, you want to help other people. If you're on, if you have an account with Beachbody, then that means you want to help yourself. So we're not here to quit. So make sure that you do that. So what I didn't realize is I've been preaching for years, be the CEO of your own business, because that's what my coach said. So the CEO of my own business meant that you just show up no matter what. You just keep doing it. You keep getting up. And while that's worked for me, that's great. But I found, honestly, that that's super intimidating to most people, because most people have struggles. Most people have things that they face within their marriage, with their kids, with finances. It just knocks them off course. Not everybody's had this super horrible life like I have, where I just seem to just keep on going. And so sometimes it's harder for people. So I want to really share with you that I don't want you to try to keep up with the rate that I go, that I show up all the time. That's just me. I'm an overachiever. That's some issues that I have, that's the only way I find my self-worth. So I'm just a hard worker that I could work 24 hours a day and still not feel worthy. I'm working on that. And I probably would never have if it weren't for Beachbody. So I want you to just be happy with where you're at, as long as you know you're giving your 100. Your 100 and somebody else's is different. So I want you to be clear on what I was saying about being the CEO of your own business. For me, I thought it was just showing up, taking it seriously. And while that is part of it, I didn't realize that being the CEO of your own business is actually treating this like a business. Some of you may have seen posts. I didn't file my taxes in 2000. Well, I thought Ryan did, but he didn't. But I didn't file my taxes in 2014 or 13 because you know what? I got out of balance. Like, this business just grew and I didn't know what to do. And I literally stacks and stacks of receipts in my drawer. Angie's, I think, an accountant. She's probably sitting there thinking, oh my dear Lord, my friend. But I'm going to be honest, it was a shitstorm. And so, I want you to start, and this is something I'm telling you, especially if you're a new coach, get organized. Don't do what I did, where it just makes you think like, oh my God, I just want to jump in front of a truck to make it go away or leave the country. Seriously, I actually had those thoughts. So treat it like a business. Keep control of where you're spending your money. Keep, a log of who you're talking to. Is one thing that I talked to about that with Valerie. I don't know if you guys saw her results that she posted yesterday. I hope you did. It was her first time she ever went public. And then I said, listen, I know you're getting a lot of traction, so I want you to make a list of everybody who liked your picture and commented on it, and go start a conversation with them. And then I was like, obviously we're not going to take 250 people because she got a lot of likes, and message all of them, but get a list. These are things that I wasn't told in the beginning because we were just figuring out as we go. So I want you to treat this like a business. I want you to have lists. I want you to have some sort of system, because right now, at 4.5 years of being a coach, I'm creating systems, and it's really tough. And then I'm having to go back and retrain old coaches because I was doing it the way that I just thought, and they are still doing it that way. And then my new coaches are doing it a different way. So it's a mess. So that I want you to just make sure that you treat it like a business, because it will pay like a business. And then when you really realize and have that aha moment that it is a business, it won't be a shitstorm like it was for me. The one thing that I did, and this is, I think, all part of trial and error, but it can't be avoided, really, and I honestly don't want you to avoid it, because that's how you learn. Failure is how you learn. Experience with other people is how you learn. But for me, I felt like a failure a lot of times. How many of you have sponsored a coach? Okay. How many of you have had a coach that quits? I literally have I don't think I have any January through September 2015 coaches still here. Why? Because I was attracting the wrong people. because I was putting out the wrong message. Again, like I said, for the people who are new coaches, I understand that you probably are like, well, what the hell is my message? And I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do. You said to invite and to help your people. You know, that's part of the journey, that you go out there and then you find the wrong people. But what does this branding consultant talk to us about is writing a letter to ourselves. I can try to retrieve it because I have it saved on one of my computers. But is that you have to write this out. So I wrote out, I, Mindy Horde, am making a commitment to myself and my business. I will seek growth both online and offline. I will be intentional and strategic in my actions and time commitments. I will not chase clients. I will only invest in those who are willing to invest in themselves. So that's my message to you, and I'm going to explain to you. Obviously she did like a 4-week training, so I can't do it in a 30-minute call, but I'm going to explain to you how branding yourself is important. So what I want you to take away from what that statement was is stop chasing clients. Stop investing in people who don't want to meet you halfway. This is something that I talk about all the time. Brandon and I talk about it all the time when we have calls, is that I love working with him. Shelly and I talk about it too, is that they seem to meet me halfway. You know, and maybe it's not exactly 50-50, but they're moving along. They're doing what they should be doing. They're making progress. I'm not sitting there like, I'll give you $50 if you hit Success Club. I'll give you $50 if you do this. If you work out every day, I'll text you every day. I'm not doing that. Like, they just do what they need to do. They come to me for support. They come to me for help. They come to me for guidance. They come to me for friendship. And I go to them for the same thing, and we work together. Regardless if I'm the coach, regardless if they're the coach, we all work together. I spent so much time facing people that, you hear this all the time, I just don't have the motivation. I don't have the motivation. So then you're over there spinning your wheels trying to motivate the hell out of these people. And and I will not downplay Success Club, because Success Club is the foundation of our business. And I want you to hit Success Club, and you're going to get these people out there who don't, no matter what you do, no matter how selective you are, they're going to let their box sit under a desk, or they're going to just not get motivated no matter what you do, because it's just not their time. But whenever you start to brand yourself and know what it is that you want, then you can become more selective. And I want you to be selective. I don't want you to be out there begging for Success Club points, essentially. I don't want you hitting up people and spinning your wheels and your time and your energy on people who just are giving you the runaround. I believe that some people need some reassurance. Some people need some encouragement. Some people need follow-up. If Becky didn't follow up with me twice, I wouldn't be here. I followed up with the dude the other day twice, and now he's one of my customers. I followed up with this one guy for a year, but I didn't spend my whole month on this one person. I checked regularly with him, but I kept inviting. I kept doing other things. So the thing is, what I want you to do is make sure that you're not getting hung up on one person. That one person being your husband that isn't getting on board and supporting you. That one person being that coach that you signed that had so much potential and maybe was your best friend and that quit. That one person who is your best friend who now won't speak to you or makes fun of you. That one person that, says they want to lose all this weight and they won't do anything. They're stuffing their face with Oreos every day and they're frustrating. Don't let that one person, whoever that one person is, take your joy away from you. Don't let that one person in your life take away your ability to see yourself as a successful person. Because remember, you're in this for yourself, but not everybody's ready for this. Not everybody's going to do that. And it's not a reflection on you. And if at some point you feel like you have failed somebody or missed something, because believe me, trust me, I failed a lot of people on our team in 2015. Go back, apologize. Go back and change things up and learn from your mistakes and carry on. I've had a really successful 2016 because I learned from all of my mistakes in 2015. So now to talk about being selective. One thing is that you have to find your brand. And this is the assignment I'm going to give all of you. You don't have to send it back to me. I'm just giving this to you because you're your own business owner. I'm giving you the tools and the tips that she gave, and you can do with it with what you want. If you have questions, ask me. And if you she's going to be able to offer training for us. And if you have the ability to get in her training, go for it. I'm trying to get her on a team call too later on. But she said, what's your one word? So that is my first assignment to you. I want you to write down, what's your one word? You don't have to come up with the answer tonight. You don't have to come up with it by the end of the week or the end of the month. But what's your one word? We all know what my word is. Relentless. Relentless came to me out of default, really. I just got shit on my whole entire life from the day I was born, and I just had no choice but to keep going. But that is why I'm successful. All the bad stuff that happened to me has helped me be successful. So that's my one word. Okay, so Brandon says he's zealous. So that's your one word. Okay, whatever that is, everything you do needs to encompass that. It's kind of like find the one thing that you want to do in this world, the mark you want to make, and make everything you do about that. That doesn't mean that Beachbody has to be your everything. Like I was saying, Melissa Bartow was saying the other day that, Beachbody doesn't have to be your life, but it can give you life, and it gives you the ability to explore other options. So I want you to find your one word. If you don't know, I know exactly where you can go to find it. Your spouse, your mom or dad. Those people know you better than anybody. Your best friend that you've been friends with from school. That one person that will shoot it to you straight every time. Because I heard the other day at this business networking thing that I went to that most women don't know their own strengths. And I think that's true. I did a little quiz thing, and I asked this question a couple weeks ago in my personally sponsored team page, and only one person did the quiz and then revealed what her strengths were, and she even said she really didn't really know those were her strengths. So you might have a difficult time finding out what your strengths are. So ask somebody, find somebody because that is going to be your brand. That is going to be everything that you're trying to accomplish. Relentless. That is what I'm doing. Everybody knows what Team Relentless is. People know Team Relentless by the sugar skulls, the rebellious thing. Somebody pointed out the other day that the Houston core event invite with Barbie and Sagi Kalev and the Fowlers and Lori Stewart and everybody, that my name is in like this jaggedy edge thing, because that's me. That's who I am. People know that I'm that edgy person, that I am that person. You may not be. You might be some really nice calligraphy like thing. You might be these, little block letters. I don't know what you are, but the thing is, there's something that represents you. I posted something in Team Relentless where you could take this brand test, which is pretty cool. You answer these series of questions, and then it gives you who you are. Some of you did it. Some of them were the hero. I think Chase was the hero. I don't remember, but you can type in on Team Relentless in the search bar where it says search, and you, I think, put brand test or quiz or something, and you should be able to find it. Take that, and it will also give you things. So it gives you colors, it gives you fonts, and it was funny because the fonts just really matched my personality. The colors match my personality. So those are the things that you want. You want to be remembered for you. And this is the one thing that I say all the time on calls, and you hear it on the National Wake Up Calls, you hear it in seminars if you go to Summit, is that we're not really selling the product, we're selling ourselves to people. And so when we're selling ourselves to people, we need to find people who are like us. And so that's why I say be choosy and selective of who you're working with. Because you know what? I realized when I was just selling challenge packs, anybody or everybody who liked my journey, was kind of inspired, needed to lose weight, not everybody finished because we just didn't connect. So part of me wanting you to be successful is you connecting with the right people that speak your language. That doesn't mean you have to have like 10 things in common, but somebody that just gets you. Because I think y'all know that. You meet people and you just sync. Like Danielle was one of those people. We just met and we just sync. Michelle and I, we haven't even met, but we just synced. Like I can see that on every team call, Michelle and Danielle and I, we're laughing about the same things. We have the same facial expression. Those are my people, like that I get. All of you guys are great, but I'm just saying there's those certain people that you just click with, that you work well with. Those are the things that what I want you to search for is those people that just get you. If you're a shy person, whatever it is, there's people that you just get. And we've spent so much time, I think, talking on stuff about finding your avatar. Like Melissa Bartow and I talk about that, her niche really is chippy wives, police wives, military wives, something that they have that in common. They understand what it's like to, have a husband that's, gone, or that you want to bring them home, or, being a single mom on some nights when they're working nights. But, overall, you need to really find the people that you can connect with and that really want you to want to receive what you're giving. Because what I heard the other day at this networking event too, and I didn't bring my notes in, but she broke down what we do. We always talk about our why. Our why is what is us creating the world we want to live in. That's what she said, which I thought was so cool. So, and then our how is by using our natural strengths. So this is also goes hand in hand with, I don't want you to do what I'm doing. I don't want you to do what Danielle Natoni's doing. I don't want you to do what Lori Stewart's doing. I don't want you to do what Megan E. Wilson's doing, or any of the top coaches, because then you're not really legit. You're really not who you are. So you want to create a world that you want to live in. And that world may be completely different for me and you, depending on if we have kids, don't have kids, what our goals are for the future, whatever. And then you want to use your natural strengths, and the what is that you're using all of your natural strengths to create the world that you want to live in, and by doing something, making a difference. So this is, I hope I'm making sense, because I don't have my notes, but and Robin said I am making sense. Okay, thank God, at least one person said I'm making sense. So I want you all to, number one, find your word, because that's everything that's going to encompass what you do. And number two, I want you to think about what your why is. Not to tell anybody what your why is, but everybody's why is different. My why is because I'll never leave Beachbody, because I matter. I matter to you guys. I matter to corporate. I matter to Becky. I matter to Christina. I will never forget the times that Christina has sent stuff to me or recognized me when I was, like a diamond coach. She sent me little things. She checked with corporate before they gave us rankings to see where I was ranked in the company, and did this big post. And I realized I mattered. I wasn't her personally sponsored coach, but I mattered to her. She talks about me being the catalyst in the group that got Diesel Nation's wheels going. I've had a really bad last year, and Summit was a blur to me. I was sick. Ryan and I were separated. I was on the verge of a mental breakdown. And then Arnold and several other people from corporate took the time to reach out and check on me after I got home. I was at the Atlanta Super Saturday, and I saw that Doug Moss traveled to that Super Saturday, even though it was not his region, because Megan E. Wilson had relocated to Georgia. And when she was top 10, he was presenting her with a gift and, congratulations and recognition for that. And as he got up there to announce her, the man took 3 times to have to compose himself, because he was in tears, because he cared that much about her, because he'd worked with her. So those are the things that make me stay here. Some of those may not mean shit to you, because some of you have amazing families. You don't care. Well, that's cool for you. I see that that's important, but it doesn't resonate with me. But for me, that's why I'm here. And then for me, I feel that it is the vehicle that gave me the tools to have the courage. Well, it was kind of my default trying to get my passport years ago, but all the steps led up to me having the courage to face these abandonment issues that I have and my adoption issues, and do the things that are hard. Therapy, talk about depression, talk about anxiety. It gave me the strength to go in and check myself into a mental health institution for a whole week and not be embarrassed that I did it, and come out stronger and be able to share my story with pride and be able to give back from my pain and give hope to somebody else. So that may not be your story. Some of you may have no mental illness. Some of you may have no abandonment issues. Some of you may have this perfect life, but for whatever reason you decided to join our team, for whatever reason you decided to become a coach. So I want you to focus on that. And then you convey that message to the people that you're working with, the people that you're inviting, the people that you're asking to come onto your team. And find people like you who are looking for that. I did a whole series back in, I don't know what month it was, February or something, where it was a 5-call series, 30 minutes each, where it was about Beachbody filling the void in people's life. And I shared different examples of everybody through our team, because I had this epiphany as I was meditating on what went wrong in 2015, is that we've been telling everybody what our why is. Our why is to come home to our family. Our why is to, pay off debt. Our why is to this. Well, how many people don't give a shit about what other people want? I mean, really? You spend all day, if you work for somebody, working to give them their dream. Last thing you want to do is go help some other coach live this dream life that you've already seen them already starting to live. So the biggest thing is what we tell people too, stop talking so much about yourself and listen to what they want and build a relationship with them. Well, it goes the same way. You need to know personally what your why is. You need to communicate your why to the people in your little area, your husband, your wife, your roommate, your whoever it is that are part of that. You need to communicate that with your accountability partner, whether it's another coach or your best friend or your person or your sponsor. You need to know what your why is, because that's what gets you up and going every day. But you can communicate it to the public, but really what they want to know is, what are you going to give to them? So you need to know what you're going to give to them. What you're giving to them is definitely linked to what Beachbody gave to you. Does that make sense? I hope I'm making sense. So I want you to really focus on why you're here. The good thing and the awesome thing about it is that you can stay a coach for 4.5, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's coaches that are 9 years, because you know what? Your story changes along the way. So I'm looking at like Rachel right now. She's a new coach. She's doing some bomb ass shit within the team. But her why right now, of why she's here, I dare say is going to be so different than a year from now when she's here. So if you want to share it in the group, that's fine, but just understand we're all different markers and we all have different goals, but you have to know what Beachbody's given in your life. Because I have seen coaches who have been in this, coaches from, that aren't even on our team, that signed up before me and they're still here. They're just still here. They may not have ever advanced in rank. They may have not, made $1 million yet, but they're still here. So the question is, why are you still here? Whatever that is, then that is who you need to find, is people out there who are looking for the same thing, so that you're selling this opportunity and you're selling yourself on there. And you have to tell them what you're going to do for them. Like for me, I make my message very clear that I want to help people get out from the gutter, get them to believe in themselves, to feel confident. I want to be their best friend. I say it all the time, that like, you're going to become my best friends. Like, even if you're in my downline, like I feel like, Michelle Pedersen, we've had calls, like I love her to death. I feel like we are like best friends because we spend so much time together. Like I don't spend time with somebody just to say, hey, I know who they are. And so that's my gift. That's one thing that Shelly and I, why we become so close is over the years, even when she wasn't on our team, we became close because that was what my goal is. So I'm looking for those people who want a best friend, who want a family, who want somewhere to belong to. That may not be your story. So figure out why you're here and come up with a way to encompass everything you do, to share that with everybody so that they know, so that everything you do, all your actions, all your posts, all your interactions when you're talking to people is really showing that, because that's your brand. Your brand is what you are trying to give back. And there is no way that you can achieve your why if you don't know what your why is. There is no way you can help anybody if you don't know why you're doing this. And so take everything out of your head, all the other people, and focus on yourself. And this might not be something that it happens overnight, but this is something that I want you to work towards. And why I'm saying being the CEO of your own business is the fact is that you need to treat this like a business. You need to look at the fact that your why is going to change. And like I said, Rachel's why is going to change in a year from now, because I want her to be here from a year from now. And I want her to see that she can be here a year from now. And because her why is going to keep changing, her story is never going to get stagnant. As long as you keep going, as long as you keep making progress, and I'm not talking about physically, I'm talking about mentally and emotionally, and the connections that you make and the success stories that you have, that's it. The other day, Brandon and I were talking, and I was, helping him figure out what his gift is, because, it's, our lives are different. I'm a mom of 3. He's a single guy, so like, how am I going to help him his story? I can't teach him to have my same story. And so then we talked about it, and he talks about it a lot. And he is literally the only guy that I know that publicly has talked about having low self-esteem and no confidence. I know a fuck ton of men who have 0 confidence, but I know none that will talk about it publicly. So I realized I had this aha moment on him, that Brandon is going to be the face for Beachbody, for all men, to give these men out there the courage to come out of their shell and talk about it. And he's going to give men, the chance, and with the tools that I gave him, with P90X, 21-day fix, the support, he's going to do that. He's going to be that guy. Like, I know that he's going to be that guy. Just like I know Adam's going to be the oil field guy. We don't know any guys in the oil field that have been success stories. At least I don't. That's it. So the thing is, envision yourself of what you're going to be. I don't know, I'm just like the fucked up person that teaches people that you can still be loved. Ryan calls me the Jesus of Beachbody. I don't know. But find out what it is that your gift is. But what sets you apart? And what is it that you want to do? And I'm watching Brandon, since we've been talking about it, all of his posts have been circling back to that. He's telling a story. Like I've told him that every day at your own comfort zone, every day somebody learn a little bit more about you in doses, so that every day they learn something new about you. Every day you're giving them hope, the people like you, giving them hope that it can be better, giving them hope that this is how it does, being proof that this works. I really, think that the physical part's great. I've been posting a lot about that, but I think the stories that you can't even see in pictures are the biggest part. The connections that we have are why we're here. The fact that, like, Danielle's not really on Team Relentless, but I feel like she is, and that we're excited. And Ryan, the first thing he did to come in the door, did you know that Danielle's coming home? I'm like, yeah, it's the first thing I saw this morning. Those are the things that matter, because how many of you have friends that, like, don't check up on you? I hear this all the time that, like, I have a best friend, but they don't ever check up on me. They don't care. They don't know what's going on. We do. And it's so unique that we're strangers and that we're all across, Japan, everywhere, Utah, and where are we? California, Texas, all over the place. And we are connected to one another. We've got to see births. I see Heather with her baby. I've watched her MJ grow up, and then now I know baby. I watched Melissa have Jenna. We've watched, people, Megan McNally's pregnant. This is really cool. This is unique. We may not be able to hang out on, my couch together or watch a movie, but we're all here for each other, And I realized that the other day when Brandon asked for a call for me, and it wasn't business related. He valued my opinion. He valued my friendship. And I thought, wow, this is why we're here. And we talked for a whole hour, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to change fucking lives, and I'm here to make people be the best that they can be. And so I want you to figure out whatever gift it is that you want. And it has to do everything to do with your story. A few questions, and I'm going to run these quick. She gave us these questions. It's called a brand reality check. And so understand that whenever you can't check some boxes, at any point in time, unchecked boxes can be checked later on. So if you're not checking them now, don't flip out and don't think you're a failure or that you're so far behind anyone else. But the one thing is, are you a reflection of your brand? I think I am. For me, I am. It's taken a long time to do it, but I think I am a reflection of my brand. Is your brand a reflection of you? So the thing is, make sure that there's so many people out there who emulate what other coaches do, but it just doesn't seem natural. So, and that's easy. That's very easy. So just like I said, ask other people. Are all of your activities in alignment with your mission and your word? So, what are you doing? If my message is that I want to help change lives, I talk about it on every call. I could just got on a call right before this with a customer who unfortunately was a lead and nobody contacted her. Can you imagine that? And so she found me on the Team Beachbody website and asked to switch to me. Guess what? She'd ordered a challenge pack. So I gained a customer and a challenge pack and success skill points. And now we're building a relationship. But on the whole call, I was asking her what her goals were. And in the conversation, and I fucking mean every bit of it, I was like, I just want to see you succeed. And I set her up with some things to do so that she wouldn't set herself up for failure. That's what it is. So make sure that whatever you're saying that you're going to give to people, you're actually doing it, and that you actually have proof that it's being done. Because if you are selling challenge packs and talking about wanting to help people lose weight, helping people feel good in their skin, and then you've helped 3 people a month and you have no success stories to show ever at any point in time, then it's kind of like people are like, well, and it doesn't have to do with your own physical transformation, but it's like if you're selling challenge packs and saying that, somebody trusted me and then nobody's doing it, then you need to figure out what it is that you could do better to help people get a transformation, which will really reflect your brand, reflect your reputation. And sometimes, like I said, you're just going to get these people that you can lead them to water and they're not going to drink. So that means you need to be more selective of the people that you're working with. It doesn't mean you're a failure. You just need to be more selective with who you're working with. And then the other question is your marketing message consistent? Is all of your marketing material consistent with your website? That may not be very, it may not even, if you don't have a website, that doesn't matter. But like for me, I had a website created by my assistant. And then after going through this, I was like, oh my God, it does not fit me. It doesn't fit my personality. It's just generic. So I went in and had her redo it. I had somebody redo my logo. I had everything redone. And like I said, these are things that have happened over 4.5 years. So don't think that you have to go start a website tomorrow. I'd rather you start to build your brand on whatever social media platform you're good at now. And then as you have a website be your goal, for maybe 2017 or 18, whatever it is. And then are you branding all of your social media posts? So make sure that if you're using different platforms that you are, having it reflect everywhere. And I was doing it on Facebook and then posting, just like throwing shit on the wall on Instagram. And I wasn't intentional. I really wasn't. I was just posting, hoping I'd get some traction. Well, once I started being intentional, and last month, I have had my Instagram followers go up from 3,000 to 3,365. So I think that's a pretty good rate. And I actually got a customer from that. She ordered off of Amazon, but she got inspired from me, and now she's in my challenge group, and we talk, every other day now. So we're building in the relationship. So I figured that being intentional for a month and a half and getting 365 followers and having one person take a chance on the products because of me, that's consistent with what I want to do. Yeah, it'd be great to get successful plays. It would have been great to get commission, but I help somebody get started. I help them believe in the products, and they trusted in me, and we're building a relationship. And so that made it consistent. And that's it for now. I know that was a lot. Does anybody have any questions or comments? Please, somebody, I hate being the only person talking. Okay, go ahead, Danielle. And then Robin.
Yeah, here's a question. I know that's a little bit off script, but speaking of different platforms, did you start your challenge group with the challenge tracker, or did you do that, or did you start that, and how's it going?
Good. Well, I mean, it came out a couple of months ago, and I was kind of resistant, and that's what I was saying about how you've always done stuff. It really sucks to have change. But whenever I had one of our corporate calls, and she asked, are you using it? I'm like, no. And then she was like, as soon as it was launched, Melanie Mitro switched everything over to that. No more Facebook groups. And then I was like, and that is why she's the #1 coach 2 years in a row. So I switched everything over to that. And I've made it very clear in my Facebook groups that, we're doing everything in the challenge tracker app. I've had a few customers though that can't get the app. So I've left my Facebook group open to keep in contact with them. But you should do it. And if you heard the National Wake Up Call this week, I'm so confused on the day. I don't even remember what they said. I don't pay attention to it because I just do the stuff I'm supposed to do. But there's some contest. I'm sorry. I don't know. I should know this. But does anybody remember what they said? There's a contest that if you do a challenge group on the challenge tracker app, there's a contest and you might win something. I have no clue. But I highly recommend using that. It was a huge crossover, but I think it's going great. Robin's in the challenge group, and I love the accountability. I love the fact that I can see what everybody's doing, and you can schedule your post, and your post goes up onto the top so it doesn't get lost in the group. Like, everything is very efficient based on the inefficient ways the Facebook groups work.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I was curious. Yeah, because I knew that you were starting on like the 2nd of May or the 1st of May or something like that. And so I was curious to know, or no, gosh, well, that's just a couple of days. What the hell? I don't know what day it is.
I have 3 going right now, actually. 1 for men, 1 for Brandon. That means check your email because I want you in there. But I have 1 for men, a 5-day clean eating, and then I have the May one that Robin's in, and it's going well. Robin, what was your question or comment?
So you were talking about being more intentional with your posts, and I just wanted to know, what exactly do you mean by that? Like, I've been watching your posts. I see them, obviously, but what was the change that you made in that? And then I have a bonus question, which might be for another time because it's totally not about this topic, but I've been thinking about it a lot. How do you deal with people that you just don't really like? Like, I've had people approach me and ask me questions. It's just terrible, but I don't like them as a person, so it's really hard for me to get past that part. So that could be like a totally different topic for another time. But I've been thinking about it a lot, so I wanted to get it in your mind too. But the being intentional about your posts on the different social media, like, give us a little more about that.
Okay, so intentional means that you are directing what you're saying like by a system with a purpose and with an intent. So, okay, so whenever you're posting, you don't want to just slap together some picture of 21 Day Fix. You certainly don't want to use the stock images, but you don't want it to be like, you know, I'll give you an example of the difference. I talked about this on one of the calls, our Coffee Talk calls the other day. On this Day app thing is pretty cool that keeps popping up now. So I was able to see a post that Christina Delgado did, which is, if anybody doesn't know, it's my coach's sister, our upline. So I don't know if you can see this picture. Can you see that? Okay, so this is when she's starting out. I'm not criticizing her because we were all just figuring out as we go. But this is one of those pictures where it doesn't look very professional, which if I look at all of mine that I did in 2012, 13, and 14, and they were pretty I'm not professional. So it does take time. I was not creative. I got better. But see, it's all overlapped. It's just busy. Her quote, she did it right. She did a picture of herself. So she's showing proof that the product works. Okay. She's showing that she works out. She's stepping outside of her comfort zone. But she says, who says you can't get results at home? Okay. So that's what I tell people to do is put your face there, showing that you're proof the product works and that have a quote. Don't just share a meme or whatever they tell meme or meme or whatever those things are.
Meme.
Yeah, me. I can't say it. Anyways, don't just share one of those with some cool quote. Make it personal. Make it something or where you put your logo or your website address, not your Beachbody website, but like mine's mindyhorde.com or Fit Asian Mom. Brand it where it's yours so that when other people share it, your shit gets out there. So anyways, that post alone was basically, it got 2 likes. Okay, so for all of you people who are just starting off on social media, I want to let you know the Christina Delgado, who's a Superstar Diamond, Millionaire Club, part of the cab, fucking badass. She started off with crappy posts with only 2 likes. Okay, so there you can if you just keep going, you'll get better. So then I looked at her post that she just made a couple days ago. So the first post was in 2012, April 2012. This was April of this year. Okay, you see that? Can y'all see that? I don't know if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
So it is same thing. It's the same old Christina. It still has a quote, so she personalized it, and it still has a picture of who she is. But the difference of this now is that it looks a lot cleaner. There's not like, I see a lot of coaches that have like 50 frames of workout, like 50, I've done it, like pick collage or pick play posts. You can do like 4 screens on there. You can do videos, all of them. Like your eyes just go crazy. So have something where it's really focusing on you and it's not just like busyness. And now her quote is, "Can you see a difference?" So how different is that? The first one's kind of like, I do the same things. I'm not calling her out, but kind of arrogant. Like, who says you can't get results at home? You're calling out all the people who are your naysayers. Those people will just be like, oh. And then the people who, are scared and have low self-confidence, that's kind of intimidating to them. It's like, oh, you're one of those people that, because I've had those kind of posts, and they're like, oh, I could never be like you, and then I would hate for you to like call me out. That's what people think. So this time she started talking about how it started off, I used to think getting married was a crapshoot. Hearing the divorce rate was over 50% was disheartening. So, okay, intentional. That first line, it was this big long post. You can go check her photos and find it from 2 weeks ago. But those first 2 lines, would you not click to read all of that? I used to think getting married was a crapshoot. Hearing that divorce rate was over 50% was disheartening. You want to know what the hell she's talking about, right? I mean, at least I would. So the thing is, the first line, I hate when coaches put on there, long post alert. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to go on a rant. Just fucking say what you say. Even if people don't read it, it's your page. Don't apologize for what you say. I say that all the time. So make sure that your one line is something that captivates somebody. Number 2, when you're posting, you are posting to you, who you were before you started Beachbody. Because those people are who you're targeting. You're going to be posting as if you're posting to the person that you're wanting to give your message to and change their life in whatever way you're wanting changed. Okay. So the thing is, like, I've told Ryan this before. He's like, I don't know what to post. He's like, well, maybe I should watch, Scotty Hobbs or Chris Reed. No, watch them because you're not like them. Post whatever it is that would make you stop and read the post. Because me, like, literally, sorry everybody, but if you have a big long post, I will never read your shit. It has to be really, really good. And that sounds so crazy because people have told me that before. Somebody sent me a long post. I'm like, that's really long. She's like, well, coming from you, that seems weird. I'm like, well, I've had a long following of people where now I've created my brand. My brand is that you come to my page, you're going to learn something about me, or you're going to learn something that's going to help you in life. So once you've established that for a long enough time, people will read like a whole day. But if you're just starting off and it's just like they can't follow what you're saying, long posts just don't work. You have to establish that. So I established my brand that I'm doing that. So that's how your posts are intentional. So whatever it is that you like you need to post to, wherever you were, whenever you started Beachbody, where you were feeling emotionally, physically, those are the things you want to convey, and you want to speak to those people. You want to think, like, what would have made me stop? Because I've thought about it before that when Melissa Galvin and I posted hey, I remember Robin, when you and Melissa were on the Beachbody coach opportunity call. I remember watching her in her backyard whenever we were doing the call. And I remember thinking we had been posting about it for a week, and I thought, like, telling people, get on there. And I thought, Jesus Christ, if this was me 2 years ago, I'd be like, these people are full of shit. This isn't real life, because I was thinking in a different mindset. So you need to make sure that, because we get in this routine of posting as, like, basically posting to other coaches, because the coaches, they understand the lingo. I see people who call it Shaco, or they, abbreviate things or something, but make sure that you're posting where there's something that does curiosity. Like today I did a big long post about Shakeology. I said my shake, my dragon fruit strawberry shake, my shake, my shake, my shake. So obviously y'all knew it was Shakeology. Some of my people who've been my friends since I've had a Facebook in 2007 who've been watching me, they know it's Shakeology, but the new people who are watching me don't. That makes them think like, oh, what's in your shake? Oh, and a dragon fruit shake? What the fuck is a dragon fruit shake? So have some curiosity or something that makes them ask a question. And again, my posts suck, because so getting back to that, on this day, April 28th, 2012, I did exactly what I tell everybody, and I've been telling people for 2 years not to do. I wrote, spots are filling up fast. Join my May 7th Slim and 6 challenge group. May 1st is the cutoff date to order your challenge pack. Act now. And then I put my website address. Right before that, I had said, I am pleased to announce, this is like back to back, okay? Right before that, I said, I am pleased to announce that my friend, Michelle Fredrickson, she's not even a coach anymore, has joined Team Sister Diesel. That's what we used to be called before Diesel Nation. As coach number 269, now we have almost thousands and thousands of coaches, so you can obviously see the progression. And I said she is ready to help end the trend while getting in the best shape of her life with Slim and 6 and Tropical Shakeology. And then I posted her website address. Oh my God. Guess what? Guess what? Only one person liked that post. I bet you can't guess who it was. It was her. So, this is just proof that everybody starts somewhere, that the post that I post now, people are like, God, how do you do that? 2 years of just stupid shit. Okay. But I'm telling you these things because I'm hoping that you don't have 2 years of wasted time figuring it out, because there was nobody there to tell us not to do it. Becky never said, hey, Mindy, don't do that, because we were all doing it. And then I think, did I save it? I don't know. There was another, I actually deleted it. But Melissa Bartow was one of my new coaches, and she posted the same thing. She basically copied what I said that I'm starting a new challenge group on spots affiliate fast. Contact me, posted her website address. You know why? Because people duplicate what they see. I was duplicating what Becky was doing. The thing is, things have changed now. So the thing is, be careful what you do. Be careful what you put out there. And so that's being intentional, because what you're putting out there, people are going to think they have to do too. So if you're wanting people to become coaches, what you're talking about, if you're I think for Brandon, I mean, I hate to use him all the time. I always use him as a thing. But if he's talking about, having low self-confidence, self-esteem, being shy, all this stuff. Well, he's probably shouldn't be posting lots of pictures of us being on team calls. I've stopped doing that. Like, if you notice, I never post screenshots. I never do a picture after Zoom calls like we used to do. That was before you came along, Rachel. You may not know what I'm talking about. I stopped doing that. You know why? Because so many people thought that they had to hold team calls, or they had to get on calls, and their face had to be shown. So for me, I think that if Brandon his niche is going to be helping men come out of their shell, being able to talk about it, then those people are thinking, oh, fuck, no, I would never get on a call with a bunch of these ladies and tell them about my, self-esteem issues, or I would never want anybody to see me. So you wouldn't want to put that out there. For me, I was talking about depression in 2014 and 2015, and I was getting all these depressed people who didn't want to do anything. So the thing is, you can still be who you are, but just remember what you put out there or who you're going to attract. So now I notice that I talk about nothing about sobriety, and I'm giving giving tips about it and creating value. I'm sharing my life. People get to be nosy and watch me, and they don't have to watch the Real Housewives of Orange County. They get to watch my life. And guess what? I'm helping people get started. I just got a message yesterday from somebody who said, I'm 6 months sober because of you. Well, I was like, wow, you didn't tell me. Like, you just told me now. Congratulations. I have lots of people doing this. So I'm changing people's life by showing what I'm doing. And then on top of that, whenever I lost my train of thought. Oh, what I'm putting out there is that I was a screw up. I did mess up. I'm still recovering, but I'm attracting people who want to get sober or who are already sober. So you know what those people are? Those are the people I want to work with. Those are the people that want to change their life. I don't want to, like how you were saying, some people you don't like. So that has to be a question you ask, is that, are these the people you want on my team? Like me, I'm not saying that anybody who drinks are bad, but I'm saying I'm not putting out that vibe anymore, because those people, really didn't do anything. They, I would say, oh, it's fun to party. And then we would party together. And then, we would laugh about how we never had a before or after. We had lots of before pictures, not after pictures. Well, I'm past that now. It worked. I made a lot of great friendships. I did help a lot of people, sold a lot of challenge packs, made a lot of money. But now I'm like, I want to work with people who want to make their life work. So I'm getting people who are coming to me who have been sober for a year, who say, like, I want to be on your team. You know what? Those people have fucking willpower. Those people want to be better. Those people, when they do that, and I can help them realize that their story is a gift and help them be confident, they're going to go help more people and change the world. They've already seen me changing the world. So what you're doing has to be so evident that they know that they can follow that. Like what I did when I was growing my business, Melissa Galmay watched, and as soon as she became a coach, she did exactly what she saw me do. Even if it felt uncomfortable, even if it was scary, even if she didn't know if it was going to work, she did exactly what I did. And look where she is now. She just did it. So, but had I not shared and made everything so public what I was doing, nobody would know. They would have had to figure it out on their own. I hope that answered that about being intentional. And the last question that you had is that I can't give you a straight answer for this, but I guess I'll give you these questions to think about. I have social anxiety, and I have days where I just don't like people because I have days where I'm angry because people have let me down, and I feel those feelings of abandonment. I just don't want to talk to people. So in those days, I don't leave my house. And so those days, if you encounter those people and you're having one of those days, and I don't know if that's your case, I'm just saying, but like for me, some days I just don't like people. Then there's some people that I'm just like, oh, I just don't like you. And I think that, before I used to think, oh, everybody has a chance, but I've spent so much time giving people chances and waiting on people that I saw potential, and they just didn't want to live up to their potential, and they just dragged me down, and they just made me, or I allowed them to make me feel like a failure because they weren't doing what they should be doing. So if those people are like that, then run away from them. Somebody else will get them.
Okay, good. Because I don't want to feel like I have to help somebody just because they come to me, and if I don't like them, I'm just like that. Really,
it's your business. You think about all the businesses you walked in and they have a sign on there that says we refuse the right to reserve the right to refuse service. That's the same thing. Like I will say, be kind in it because you're representing a company, you're representing Team Relentless, and I know what culture I want. However, you're not obligated to just take on anybody you want. The business coach that I shared some stuff into Team Relentless, she's on my 2017 list. I just clicked with her. If you watch her videos, she's cool as shit. She's in Austin. I want to work with her. She's the one who told us about the who, the what, the why, and everything, and it changed the way I thought about it. But she told me that your what has to make a difference. Like, it has to make a difference. If it's going and doing some cutthroat business, she will not work with you. She will not be your coach. She will not do business with you. So you have that same right. However, you have to evaluate why you feel the way you do. Like for me, like I know that I don't do real well with people that remind me of my mom. And there's a certain color there. That's the pearl. It's the white. Melissa Bartow's a white, and we get along just fine. So I'm not saying that I stay away from white, but I will just say that most of the time I don't do well with the white personalities, I notice. So you have to look too that, who do you draw? I attract a lot of reds. So I need to learn how to deal with the competitive people and the people who, are perfectionists. Those are the reds. I mean, you just have to learn who you work best with and who you draw. And then also, if you're attracting these people that you don't want to work with, there's something about like, what am I putting out there that I'm attracting? And also, you can look at these people, if it happens to be that they just got these really ugly souls, it seems like, then those people may be the people who really need us the most. They're the people that had a lot of people give up on them, and they're just assholes because of that, because not everybody was born an asshole, whatever. But maybe you're not the coach whisperer. Maybe you're not the one to change their life. But I will say that nobody was born a bad person, a douche, a bitch, or whatever. They just life happens, and it really makes people, turns them into bad people. And Beachbody turned me into a good person when I was not a good person before. So I'm glad that somebody didn't give up on me. But I don't know who you're talking about or what your story is, but you have every right to pick and choose who you work with. I actually had my first coach that I had. She went in and out of the business. She's actually not a coach anymore. But she, would never do anything. And then one day she had one customer who bought Shakeology, and she messaged me telling me that, she was in the red with her checking account, and I gave her money. So that inspired her that she wanted me to help her. And I'd already put her back in the group after she deleted herself once, put her back in Team Relentless. And she came to me, she's like, I just want to make money. And I said, nope, I don't want to help you. She was a coach on my team. She said, but I'm like, no, I don't want you on my team. I don't want somebody who has only money on their mind and who is going to disappear whenever you get money. I have that right, and I have been very selective about who I want on my team. I can't control what anybody on my team does, but I also know that Diesel Nation has a very good name within Team Beachbody, and I've done enough to screw up, my own name, that I've been really I've kept a good name within Beachbody, surprisingly, with that I want to keep that, and I want to make sure that the people on my team keep that going so that they don't ruin it, because there's a lot of teams out there who do some real shady shit to one another and don't train their team right. They don't have this family feel. They don't have this honest relationship. And so I want to make sure that isn't the case here. And so, like I said, I have I reserved my right to say, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm going to put you back in the group. She eventually quit. Thank God. I'm glad she's not on my team. But don't feel bad about that at all.
Okay.
Does anybody have any other questions? Okay, so before we break off, next week we are going to do a call with Melissa and Katrina from Team Melissa Galmay. The Team Fierce ladies were asked to speak on Kevin Jensen's team call, so we're going to be on that. So there's not an event invite, but do earmark Tuesday for the same time if you wish to get on the call. They always record it, so if you can't get on it, that's fine. The following week, we're going to have Lauren Majewski on. I have the fourth week, we're doing the Diesel Nation call. It's on Monday, but I've been trying to do it a little different to give myself a little bit of a break, and because I know it's overwhelming for some of you guys to be like, hey, there's a Diesel Nation call here, there's a Team Fierce call here, there's a Team Relentless call, that I know that it gets real overwhelming, and I don't want this to be an overwhelming thing that you dread. So do take note of that. I put the calendar of events on the cover page in Team Relentless, so you can figure that out. I'm doing a coach opportunity call on next Monday. I would really love if all of you invited a couple people, because I always have this fear that I'm going to do this call and then nobody's going to show up. And this is my first time doing it where I'm doing a PowerPoint. So it's going to be interesting. And then I'm doing a brand new 5-day sneak peek on the 16th. Totally different content. We're not going to be talking about money or anything. I'm going to be basically grooming them on how to be a coach and get them into the mindset of like what I was saying in the beginning about, having to ask for time off and shit that, who wants to do that? And so I'm doing a different spin. So again, if you have, less than a week to invite people to Coach Opportunity Call, I'm going to keep it to 30 minutes. And then you have about 2 weeks to collect people for the 5-day sneak peek. It is brand new content. So if it's somebody who has been in a sneak peek before, reassure them that it's brand new content. And I'd love your feedback too, because as I've changed my content, it's gotten better. That's it.
Thank you.
See y'all.